One Piece is a story full of plots and thought-provoking scenarios that can leave you having conversations for generations to come, either with yourself or with your friends that probably don't even care or watch the series. Trust me, I've been there. In this story, you can find anything from geopolitical issues, historical retellings, heavy concepts on slavery, and our all-time favorite, freedom fighters. Fighters? Like firefighter? No. Freedom fighters versus the metaphorical man of the world. Or those who control the world in an oppressive way, of course. At the same time, it's a show about pirates, believe it or not, and obtaining treasure. Although the Straw Hats are not the best at the latter, if we're being honest, but they're searching for a treasure, the One Piece, if you count that. Now, if you click on this video, there's a pretty good chance you already know about this, and you're probably already aware of the show's premises. But I just wanted to create an intro since in a moment we're about to enter spoiler territory for manga chapter 1148. Now, for those who are caught up on the current chapter, we were left at a certain crossroads for the future of Elbaf. The children of the mighty Sorry, I was gonna say the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. What happened to that show? Anyways, the children of the mighty warrior giant race are in danger, heading for certain doom thanks to Fingerland, who's out there doing something. Nobody knows what yet. Shamrock, who's currently falling from a cliff thanks to our wonderful Robin, and my personal favorite, Gunko, who could possibly be a secret fan of Brook and is on the verge of switching sides. Hey, a guy can dream, right? But the three, of course, make up the God Knights. At the same time, Shamrock gave the ultimatum to the Giants that if they don't want the children to perish, a library full of knowledge that goes back thousands of years of history is to be burned down to the ground by the very hands who protect it. A library, mind you, that has books that could possibly hold the history about the Void Century, possible secrets of the ancient kingdom, and the truth about the world government, perhaps. Also, it is worth noting that most of the books from Ohara that burned down some time ago are also stored in the library. Assumingly anyway, if the library is lost, the world may never break free from tyranny. Or at least it will find it very hard to do so. Ignoring the fact that we do have poneglyphs and people that probably already know some of the answers. Shut up, this is a video with an agenda. Our boy Jaru has a choice to make. Fight the good fight and attempt to save the children, or burn the school down, why did I say school? The library, and lose thousands of years worth of knowledge. If you were put in this position, my dear listener, for whatever reason, would you save the children, or would you save the books? Now for you, the answer might be obvious. To nobody's surprise, people ended up choosing sides. Both sides have great, and you could even argue, valid points. For example, on the side of the children, one could argue that kids are our future. They're always that parental instinct that kicks in whenever a child is in danger, or at the very least getting hurt. Kids may be a lot of things, but trust me, we want them to be as safe as possible, so that one day they let their guard down and we can steal their candy! Excuse me, I don't know what happened to me. But moving on, by letting the children kick the bucket, so to say, that could lead the Giants to long-term emotional and cultural damage that could scar Elba's society for generations to come. Assuming that, Imu doesn't decide to pull the trigger or something like that, but he would never do that, right? Was that Lulusia? No, the island never existed. I mean, what island? On the other corner, we're saving the library. I mean, who needs children, am I right? Let's go, boys and girls. Haven't you heard that knowledge is power? In the world of One Piece, knowledge is literally power. Think of Ohara, the Void Century, the Will of Thee, and the ancient weapons. If even a fraction of information related to the previous... Let me start over. In the world of One Piece, knowledge is literally power. Think of Ohara, the Void Century, the Will of Thee, and even the ancient weapons. If even a fraction of information related to the previously mentioned lies in the library, then by protecting it, it means having a chance, even the slightest of chance, to shift the world's balance. If that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, then doesn't that mean that
Sacrificing
a few kids may save millions of lives in the process? If not letting the kids fall, then at the very least, let the kids get kidnapped. The greater good, of course. Now, jokes aside, we all know that at the end of the day, eventually, the Straw Hats, Luffy's crew and the Calling Pirates will get the upper hand. The Giants will fight back and the God Knights will be defeated, or at the very least pushed back to Marichua. After all, come on guys, they have Scupper Gavan on their side. Except for Gonko, remember, she will betray the God Knights and join Brook as his ultimate fan. Mark my words, people! Vegapunk is also in the mix. There's a chance that he somehow will save the books. Point in the matter being that at the end of the day, there's plenty of choices and not only two. But we won't know what actually happens until the next chapter comes out. In the meantime, I'll leave you with my thoughts for those who care. When it comes to me, I fancy the saying, history is written by the victor. But I love adding at the end, but the loser never truly dies and will always find a way to tell their side of the story. It is true that knowledge is important, whether that's history or otherwise, but I will always go for the side of the children. There are plenty of reasons for this, but in this case, they're living beings, whether they're giants, humans, or otherwise, regardless of how much of a pain in the butt kids may be. Without them, no matter how big this library is, or how many voices of the past are currently inside of it, what's the point of having all the knowledge if by doing what Shamrock wants, it would just mean the destruction of the Elbaf race? As we know it, kids, the future of Elbaf, which lies within the children, will cease to exist. To do some gaslighting on the side, let me put it like this. By allowing the God Knights, Shamrock, or whoever to succeed in their own land, then can the Giants really be calling themselves a warrior race if they cannot even protect their own children? I would love to hear your own thoughts on this subject. Would you save the children and doom the library? Or risk losing the children by attacking Shamrock and hope for the best? I want to hear your thoughts. Anyways, take care.